Hi, I am Chloe Coda, and this is,
Taylor Poitra.
and we're student nurses here at Miles Community College, and we are going to tell you about some of the available resources around the Miles City community area and Roundup area. So,
So we're going to start in Miles City. That's where we go to school here at Miles Community College. We're going to start with some of the bigger facilities. So in Miles City, we have the dialysis clinic, which is a fairly good sized facility here in town. We have Billings Clinic, which is a smaller clinic that's an offshoot of Billings Clinic out of Billings. We have Holy Rosary Health Center, which is our largest healthcare facility here in town. There's also One Health. They're pretty closely communicated with like your community health network. That's who the county lists as their community health center.
and so with One Health, they do provide for like vulnerable populations such as like unplanned pregnancies and like parenting skills. They also provide other options too.
Yeah, One Health has a pharmacy. They do offer some. They do immunizations, so they do a bunch of the local community awareness as well. We also have the VA hospital, which is an inpatient long-term resident program, and then they also have a clinic here as well. And there's a pregnancy outreach clinic that will offer some assistance to newer first-time moms, help them get kind of situated, learn what's going on, and they do a bunch of education in the area. We also have several dentists in town. There's four main ones. There's Big Sky, Yerger, Hogan, and One Health also offers a community-based program for dental care. They do offer assistance with that, along with some more vulnerable populations. There's also traveling specialties that come through and offer services right next to the Jaeger office. They come down from Billings once a week and they'll do some advanced pediatric dentistry, because I know that isn't something that I don't think most of the local dentists will handle. We also have a few options for mental health. There's Eastern Montana Industries. They help with socializing and placing people with difficulties in jobs. They have a few different opportunities for them to work for the company. There's Eastern Montana Healthcare. They have addiction counselors. They have an outpatient addiction program. They also have daycare programs where people will come in with specialty needs.
And what's really cool about them is they provide a space, an area for people with disabilities or mental health needs to hang out daily. So they pretty much provide free housing too, in a sense.
We did find a couple of counselors and other providers. We found Ethos, Youth Dynamics. The Billings Clinic, they do have a nurse practitioner that practices psychiatry. And then One Health as well offers some help there. They have a counselor, Shandy Aberg, and Shandy Aberg also works here through the college, counseling as well. Holy Rosary does offer a fairly wide variety of healthcare options. They do occupational and physical therapy in-house. They do have a list of traveling specialty providers. So they have cardiology, allergy, ENT, dermatology, fetal medicine, nephrology, neurology, neurosurgery, oncology, orthopedics, pediatric, for cardio and orthopedics, sleep medicine, urology, vascular surgery, and specialty wound care. So these are providers that'll come down maybe once a month. They'll come down, they'll see patients. Holy Rosary also offers a lot of telehealth for anything that they can't do. Some of the telehealth ones, they will contact these for like an off-site consultation. And for home health, there's the Council of Aging. That is a group that will go into the homes of people with specialty needs, help them with wound care, reconciling medications, basically just giving them an assessment as needed, and then figuring out their needs and seeing if they need any specialty care, and helping them in any way that they can.
And they have 2 nurses and a CNA, so they provide like bathing opportunities too, like if the patient does need help with like bathing or other areas as well. So for alternative places in Miles City, we have the Red Cross, and I'll have you explain exactly what that is.
So they do have some Red Cross assistance here in Miles City that usually ends up going through the law enforcement or through the county dispatch office. If somebody is stranded in town, they can get a voucher for a hotel room for the night, and usually a bus ticket. They usually end up busing them to Billings, where they have a little bit more shelters, or they have more resources than we have here for people that need more than we can offer here in town.
Yep, and they have a variety of chiropractors here that do both hands-on and is it pen tool? I don't know.
I just call it the pen.
Yeah, they use like
clicker.
a pen tool that clicks rather than actual hands-on chiropractor. And then we have 2 Sparrows, and they do a variety of stuff. They do IV therapy, they do Botox, they do anything from facial, skincare, waxing, hair. So that's kind of like good for mental health too, obviously taking care of our skin and hair.
Cupping, that's a big one now.
Do
Deep
cupping.
tissue massage.
Do they do acupuncture too?
I didn't see that.
No, I didn't see acupuncture. But they provide a lot of services just within their facility. And then we have KJ Wellness, which is a new place here in town. It recently started up about half a year ago. And what they do is they do, it's
Magnetic
pulse
manipulation.
electromagnetic. I don't know how to describe it, but anyways, it's like pulse electromagnetic therapy basically for your muscles. So they do that here in town now. And then we have Sonata, which is obviously for sexual abuse and just helping those in need basically get away from domestic violence, and kind of giving them the resources and almost in a sense counseling them too, and referring them to places they need. So we also have food resources. We have the Custer County Food Bank. We also do provide a little food bank here at our college for people that need food and can't afford it. And then we have Meals on Wheels, which provides meals to our elderly population usually, but I believe is it just seniors?
I think there is a couple of stipulations they can bypass just senior, or they can do others besides seniors.
But usually it's that more low income population that does do the Meals on Wheels, and that's just literally giving them free food at their door, so that way they don't have to cook. If they can't cook, if they have a disability, many times people use Meals on Wheels. So it's just a really good resource for free food, essentially. And then we also have senior congregate meals at the 600 here in town, which is a local restaurant. And I guess I'll have you explain because I don't know exactly what.
It's a discounted meal that they offer for groups of senior citizens. It's specialized for them.
Okay. And then resources we feel like we're missing in Miles City. I feel like we're missing a pool for like exercise places. We do have gyms. I forgot to mention that. We have
Door 804.
Yep, and then we have the community gym over here at the college. But we also have like a lot of hiking trails around the area. We have the Oasis, which is like an outdoor pool, essentially like a little pond. And then we have
there's a walking track around the hospital.
Yep, and we have a track here at the college. We have Spotted Eagle, which is a beautiful like little lake/pond area you can swim. A lot of people like to canoe and kayak there. And then we have, or I feel like we need a pool because there's no like actual like indoor pool, which I feel like is great for exercise. So good for your body. And then we have an inpatient psychiatry too. Or we feel like we need inpatient psychiatry in Miles City. So, because that's kind of missing and lacking in our area. And then we have, I feel like in Roundup we're missing like occupational therapy and mental health because I'm from Roundup and I don't know of any of these areas. I've never been told or like heard about them. But for our resources in Roundup, we have Roundup Memorial Healthcare, which is our local hospital. It provides outpatient care, PT, palliative care, pediatrics, and inpatient ER, just your general. It is missing that occupational therapy, of course. And then we have Roundup Family Dentistry, which is, we've had it all the time, but we used to have an old dentist that used to own it, and he recently retired. So we have a new dentist in town. And that took over that. We have Common Ground Youth Center, and the Youth Center provides free meals for children after school. They provide events. They have pool tables. It's kind of like a hangout area, but they usually provide it on the weekends, but they do provide meals throughout the week. Sometimes it's not a set date or set days. It's pretty random. They're really, really good for kids that don't have access to food resources or like kids' parents that can't give them healthy food and provide for them because they can't afford it. And then we also have local daycares in town that a lot of children go to. I believe we have 2 or 3. We have Whitestone's Art and Healing, which is a massage therapy place, and she uses like hot stones. She does deep tissue massages, stretches, exercises, pretty much anything. We have Bull Mountain Chiropractic, which is our main chiropractic place, and he works in Billings too, so he travels down, so it's not open every day of the week, but it is open on certain days of the week. We also have Muscle Shell County Food and Bank and Golden Thimble, which is essentially a food bank and a clothing bank for people in need of food and clothing. It's almost like a thrift store. I believe you do have to pay some money, but it's cheaper. It's for like low-income people. And then we have Homes on the Range, which is a low-income housing area in Roundup, and many times like senior citizens live here if they can't afford like a nicer place or whatever. But it is located right next to our community pool, so we do see a lot of these people. Like when I was like lifeguarding at the pool, I used to see a lot of these people come over and visit. And most of the time they have disabilities, so it is a housing area for more of the disabled community. And then we also have Area 2 Agency on Aging, and they provide community resources to senior citizens in need and the disabled. And they are an area that is not only based in Roundup, but it's in other areas of the counties around Montana as well. And then for our gym and exercise resources, we do only have one 24-hour gym, but we have like the local high school gym, of course, too, that you would need access to. But this is a Healthy Life Fitness is a 24-hour gym, and you can get into it at any time. And then Northern Treasures is a thrift store that would be a really good resource for clothing that is more affordable because it's a non-profit organization, and it does give leftover money to the community. So they are not taking any of the money that they receive from the community. It's all for the good of the community. So, and then I do feel like we're really, really lacking in mental health in Roundup. Roundup is more of a welfare community, and because of that, we are in need of all of these resources that give more free food and clothing or give lower income housing because people can't afford it in the area. So, yes, that is what we have for you guys. Is there anything else I feel like that we didn't touch on?
No. If you like this video, like and follow. Put any questions in the comments.